All right, welcome into your Chiron series. This is episode 2, which I'm having to re-record. um, but this is going to be all about Chiron and Aries. Um, Now, Chiron is currently in Aries, and it has been in Aries since 2018. It's helping us to collectively heal wounds around our identity, courage, independence, and a lot about our self-worth. The next sign change, though, Chiron will move into Taurus April 14th of 2027. And when Chiron does enter Taurus, the collective focus of healing will shift toward self-worth tied to material security, our body image, physical presence, resistance to changes. Uh, More than likely, trust, stability, and comfort issues are also going to arise. So it's about healing our relationship with abundance, safety, and the physical world, and learning to feel secure from within. So we will take a look at Chiron and Taurus, which actually has already posted. So if you're seeing this, Chiron and Taurus is there for you guys to watch. I have a Chiron and Taurus, so that was very informative information sharing with you guys that have that placement. So as far as having Chiron and Aries in your birth chart, it indicates a wound related to, again, identity, self-worth, and with Aries, also assertion. Chiron represents our deepest wound and also the path to healing, not just for ourselves, but often for others too. Aries, of course, ruled by Mars, is the sign of action, independence, and the self, rules the head. When Chiron is here, it creates a wound around these themes. The core wounds would include things like fear of asserting yourself or being seen as too aggressive, struggles with self confidence, especially around taking initiative or standing out, deep fear of not being enough or not having the right to exist as you are, feeling like you always have to prove yourself. How this could present is ways that you might hesitate before going after what you want, or could overcompensate by being overly competitive or even hyper independent. And you might struggle with leadership or feel like you're always in someone's shadow. The path to healing, though, is about learning that your existence alone is enough. You don't have to fight for space. Embracing your unique identity and claiming your right to be bold is really important to heal this. And becoming a guide for others who feel unseen or unworthy can also help your own healing kind of unfold. So, when healed, Chiron and Aries can become a powerful teacher of courage, authenticity, self empowerment. People with this placement often end up inspiring others by living unapologetically and helping others find their inner fire. I love that about Aries. And Chiron and Aries falls in different houses in your birth chart. It does add nuance to how this wound and potential for healing manifest in various areas of your life. So we're going to break down each house. We're going to go through houses 1 through 12, and we'll take a look at those placements with those specific houses and how it may be impacting you. So in the first house, your wound is around self-image and identity. The wound is deep, and it's related to your identity, self-expression, or how others perceive you. You could struggle with asserting yourself or fear that you're individually not really valued or your individuality isn't valued. In order to heal this, learning to stand confidently in your own skin and assert your presence without fear of rejection is going to be really important for you. Developing self acceptance and the courage to express yourself authentically is key. If you have Aries, Chiron and Aries in the second house, this is around your values and self worth. The wound is related to issues or an issue around your self worth, material security, your ability to provide for yourself. You may feel like you need to prove your value to others or that you aren't deserving of abundance in your life. To heal this, realizing that your worth is intrinsic, not based on material successes or external validation, you may need to find the courage to claim your value and set healthy boundaries around what you deserve. All these things are going to be important for this healing. If you have Chiron and Aries in the third house, this hits you in your communication and learning. The wound could be around struggles with expressing yourself, being heard, or feeling like your voice doesn't matter. You have a tendency to hold back in communication or fear conflict in conversations. To heal this, it's going to be important for you to learn to speak your truth boldly and without hesitation. Embracing your voice and the way you communicate can help heal this wound, as well as pushing past any fears around public speaking or confrontation. If you have Chiron and Aries in the fourth house, this will impact you in your home and family. So the wound is related to your home life or family dynamics, and you may struggle with finding a sense of belonging or feel unsupported even by your family, especially in expressing your independence. To heal this, it's going to be important to create a home and foundation that supports your individuality. Embracing the freedom to define your family and your emotional roots, even if that means challenging family expectations, is going to be important for you. If you have Chiron and Aries in the fifth house, this will impact you around creativity and romance. So the wound could be difficulty in expressing creativity or fears of being judged or not good enough, especially in your romantic, intimate relationships. There may be changes around self expression, playfulness, or feeling seen in the romantic situation, or even in creative arenas. In order to heal this, you're going to want to learn to take bold risks, especially in those creative endeavors and romantic expression, grand gestures, things like this. Maybe not so grand, but romantic expression in a unique way. Allowing yourself to shine without holding back is important, and building self confidence in love and creative pursuits. If you have Chiron and Aries in the sixth house, this is going to revolve around health and service for you. So, a wound around self care, health, or being of service to others would be present. You might feel like your personal needs or health are secondary to other people, and leads to burnout or neglect of your own well being. And so, that's something you're going to want to be conscious of, especially as you're healing. So, you're going to want to learn to take charge of your health and well being and asserting your right to take care of you. Developing routines and practices that support your independence and vitality are going to be really important for you to heal this. If you have Chiron and Aries in the seventh house, dun, 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 this will impact you in your relationships and partnerships. So the wound are usually present around showing up in issues in the relationship, especially around assertion, independence, and feeling like you need to compromise who you are for others. You might also struggle with finding balance between autonomy and connection. To heal this, it's going to be important to learn to establish boundaries and assert yourself in relationships, but without the fear of losing love or support. Embracing your independence while nurturing healthy, interdependent relationships can be useful in healing this. If you have Chiron in Aries in the eighth house, this is around transformation and shared resources for you. The wound is a deep fear around intimacy, vulnerability, or sharing resources. There may be a fear of losing some kind of control over being taken advantage of in partnerships and relationships for you. To heal this, it's going to be important for you to learn to trust others in intimate or financial matters, but also asserting your power and independence. You can heal through personal transformation and facing fears around shared control and deep emotional connections and how the two are tied together. If you have Chiron and Aries in the ninth house, this hits you in your philosophy, travel, and expansion sector of your life. There could be a wound related to your belief systems, expanding your mind, or stepping out of your comfort zones. You may struggle with being confident in your worldview or taking risks to explore new philosophies or travel. To heal this, it's going to be important to develop the courage to explore new ideas, cultures, and philosophies, and embracing adventure without fear of being judged for that. Trust that your perspectives are valid and worthy of being shared. If you have Chiron and Aries in the 10th house, we're looking at your career and public life. There could be a wound around self-assertion in your career, and the public life is mentioned. You may fear not being able to stand out or fear failure in your professional life. There could even be a challenge in stepping into leadership or taking bold career moves. To heal this, it's going to be important to learn to assert yourself in your career with confidence and with a sense of purpose. You might need to take risks or redefine success for yourself. How do you look at success? Trusting in your own abilities and leadership potential are going to be paramount here. If you have Chiron and Aries in the 11th house, this impacts you in your friendships and groups. The wound could be related to feeling disconnected from your community or your tribe, or feeling like you don't belong. You could struggle with asserting your individuality within groups or fear being misunderstood by your friends or social circles. To heal this, finding your unique place within groups is important, and learning to assert your individuality without fear of rejection. It's being yourself. Healing comes through embracing your role in the collective and building authentic connections with people. If you have Chiron in Aries in the 12th house, last but not least, this will be in your subconscious and your spirituality. The wound is deeply unconscious, and it's related to your identity, self-worth, and your spiritual beliefs. It can manifest as a feeling of being lost or disconnected from your true self. There may be also fears about not being worthy of spiritual connection or understanding. In order to heal this, though, you're going to want to embrace solitude and introspection to heal hidden wounds. Be still and know. Developing your spiritual practices that help you connect with your inner strength and assert your personal beliefs and identity in the spiritual realm is going to be important for you. So, having said all this, Chiron and Aries is a deep call to embrace personal courage, authenticity, and self expression. The house placement shows where this struggle might show up most intensely, but also where you have the potential for profound healing. The path forward involves finding your inner fire, and claiming your independence, and asserting your right to be unapologetically yourself in those areas of life. Feel free to share your specific house placement down below in the comments. And of course, Taurus and episode 3 and 4, Taurus and Gemini, have already posted, and hopefully when you're watching this, all 12 have been posted. So I'm going to leave this here, and I'll see you in episode 6.